Hello, Divine Souls, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Journey of Soul Mastery. I am your host, Rebecca Cortez. If you're new to this channel, the emphasis of the content is empowerment, empowering your states of existence. The focus of this video is universal connectedness and manifestation. So let's dive in. The key points I'm going to be discussing in this video is the all-spark of light, states of reality, understanding manifestation, the spiritual powerhouse, and free will and willpower. Let's dive in. The all-spark of light, the interwoven threads of consciousness. All life is interwoven. All life is a vibration that is a uniquely expressed frequency of universal energy. All life, earthly and beyond, are interconnected through the oneness of light, which is love at its essence. Every fiber of energy that constructs our core of beingness is energy, and that thread of frequency vibrates to the tune of light, ever connected to the all-spark of universal light, which is consciousness. Returning to wholeness is the process of embodying our authenticity and truth, connectedness to all life essence, and unification of light, while in physicality. Your development path in physicality is the human collective experience of returning to wholeness for the purpose of integration. Integration is the process of your human or fragmented self returning to conscious states of unity to your original divine soul or higher self that resides in higher dimensionality. It is the process of unity and the process of remembering that you are more than just flesh and blood. It is consciously choosing to acknowledge and accept the truth that you are divinity incarnate. Love is the gateway that awakens you to remember all that you truly are beyond this physical form, and is the key element required in returning to your wholeness of universal connectedness. We all must choose of our own free will to return to the truth of our lighted divinity, sovereign authenticity, and universal oneness of truth. This deeply embodied experience assists in dismantling the lie of separation that has spread into the minds of humanity like a plague to serve the dark agenda of keeping humanity in states of oppression to what your divine dimensionality and spiritual empowerment really is. Becoming awakened to your light and the universal truth of all you are will assist in removing the veil that shields your capacity of identifying ego and the destructive suppression it serves to your divinity when operating in these lower vibrational states. Your empowerment path of opening to aware states consciously will elevate your internal guidance through intuitive pathways that are your direct link to all that is experienced in higher dimensionality of universal knowing. Intuitive information flows freely to assist you in your journey through physicality. You have a dedicated team committed to you while on this journey of being in human form. Your higher self or soul is committed to guiding you and inspiring you to take the paths of the least amount of pain, opposition, and struggle, ever encouraging you to follow your heart and the wisdom that flows through to offer direction and navigate you to paths that are in alignment with your purpose and mission. Our free will to choose for ourselves ultimately either works in unison with this higher understanding, or we choose paths that we'll have to learn the hard way possible. There is no failure in our existence. All is experienced for the sake of growth and expansion. We must learn to let go of the old programming that keeps us imprisoned to the ideologies that promote shame, guilt, judgment, and criticality, because these energies are not in alignment with all that is light and love. There are no beings that reside in higher ascended dimensions that will judge us for our decisions made. If that were the case, what would be the point in the gift extended of free will? The universe gives no conditions or strings attached. Love has no limits, and love will never be extended conditionally to us. We embody all that is required to accomplish our incarnated intentions. It is and always has been about us choosing to follow our higher divine knowingness that flows freely and limitlessly to offer us the freedom to understand, see, and feel all that is required to positively exist in this world and successfully accomplish all we came here to learn and experience. The only times as an adult that I have suffered, struggled, and experienced lower states of existence that promoted pain are only the times when I went directly against the higher intuitive guidance and information that I was receiving, that was being offered to be in service to my lighted existence. It is through our individual experiences in physical existence that you expand the interwoven threads of consciousness on a global, dimensional, and multiverse level. Let's talk about states of reality. The synergistic relationship. Nothing happens to you. It only happens with you. The universal consciousness is neutral and does not control or intervene on your behalf. You already possess attributes and abilities on all multidimensional levels you require to exist in your fullest potentiality as a being experiencing physicality. The law of manifestation is one that works within the constructs of unified alliance, like dance partners, synergistically working in unison to create unlimited possibility. What you, of your own free will, set into motion through your free will of co-creating energetic frequencies of intention will create the shift that shapes the reality of your existence. You are in control, and only you can intervene on your own behalf to remove yourself from realities of existence that are creating suffering and pain. Because you are the master creator of all you experience in your existence in physicality. The answers always lie within the constructs of your higher beingness to transmute and transform your states of existence. Focus is the foundation that wields your intentions. What you internally focus on and believe will manifest into tangible reality to be experienced. Empower yourself by turning inward to connect to the universal consciousness, the interconnected spark of light within your divine core, and attune to the frequency of your sovereign beingness of divinity to harness and embody all that you are. This is the returning process of your mastery journey of self in this physical dimension on Earth. Let's talk about manifestation. We create from both conscious and unconscious states. When operating from ego-driven states, we create unconsciously. Our fears and adopted false core beliefs are creating intentions that reflect all that is in opposition of our lighted potential. When we surrender the agenda of our ego to the will of the soul, we start to consciously create intentions that align with our divine authenticity of potential that resonates with the frequencies of lighted universal truth. When we surrender, we start the processes of enlightenment and the conscious journey of awareness, which ignites our remembering and allows us to identify ego potential more effectively so that we can transmute our lower states of reality into elevated states of higher soul potentiality. Embracing and embodying our soul potential and the return to wholeness ignites leadership of self. And all we set into motion through intention will be in alignment with our soul incarnation of purpose and mission. The intention we project is received by the universe, and matter is shaped to create the reality that best reflects and accommodates our energetic creation set into motion through intention. Negative or positive reality is determined by the blueprint of our intentions. Our core belief systems create the structures of our intentions. This is why it's so important to understand the aspects that went into the creation of your ego states that thrives from your fears that was cultivated as a result of trauma and opposition to what you understood as organic characteristics of your expression that resonated with the truth of your soul, usually when we're young. Ego states operate from a foundation of learned and adopted false truths formulated from the exposure of negative conditioning and imprinting that suppresses our light and authentic expression. Soul states operate from a sovereignty of all-knowing truth. Soul potentiality is the foundation of love. And when operating from the platform of love, authentic truth, as our soul embodies it already, is experienced in reality. Ego potentiality is the foundation of fear. False truth of learned and adopted beliefs are the foundation that this platform wields that we experience in reality. It goes both ways, and it's our choice which one we're operating from. Free will is absolute. It is a frequency of energy that is incorruptible and liberates the core of all living beings in existence to be uninhibited, to exercise intention at will, and create realities of conscious states of existence. Nothing can disrupt the structures bound to free will. Nothing can take away free will from the souls of any living being. Not even a singular being in existence can surrender their free will into extinction. Free will is an elemental structure of energy birthed from light, purity, and love that liberates all consciousness of existence. Free will does not just apply to humanity. It is ever present in the very energetic fibers of all universal life in existence. Light, dark, positive, or negative, free will is an act of love and is indestructible. And it doesn't matter. It makes no matter if the being is choosing to wield it in lighted or dark ways, or positive or negative ways. It is their right, out of the gift of free will, to wield intention from whatever platform they choose. Now, there is no such thing as judgment, but we create for ourselves through our choices karmic patterns and cycles that must be resolved and healed in order for us to elevate into higher states of consciousness. And I'll be making another video going into more detail about that very soon. The spiritual powerhouse, the solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra is the pathway for all universal creator energy to flow. The sun projects dynamic, creative, and inspirational energy, and is indeed powerful, yet can be a destructive force if conditions were to shift and become unstable. This is also truth when evaluating our potentiality within ego and soul. Our full potential in this dimension is like the sun in our solar system. If we operate from unstable foundations, we can burn out of control, creating destruction. But if we are operating from stable foundations, we can warm, soothe, nurture, and cultivate healing. As you take part in the journey of self-mastery through the process of self-development, you raise your frequency of light, and that spark of light magnifies around the globe to assist in raising the vibration of humanity and this planet. You are the radiant spark that is seen, felt, experienced, and revered throughout the multiverse, and intricately intertwines with the universal all-consciousness. It is your birthright within the blueprint of soul intention through incarnation to be powerful, inspirational, creative, and expansive. You are the powerhouse of all lighted potentiality and dimensions of physicality. Your willpower is the powerhouse of infinite strength, motivation to act and carry out your passions. The strongest element that ignites your ability to propel forward progress is your willingness to act on what has heart and meaning. The element is what charges your powerhouse of limitless dynamic creator energy. Every soul has the inherent ability to harness strength that goes beyond the physical capacity. Willpower fuels your powerhouse of expansive internal resources. Willpower, working in unison with free will, ignites imaginative, creative possibility that manifests opportunities for you to act on authentic expression, represented by what your heart holds as passionate energy or passions. Passion is what gives you boundless energy, intense, almost single-minded focus, the willpower to overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Your powerhouse of willpower is a divine strength, and all you require to overcome any challenge, obstacle, opposition by exercising divine energetic alchemy to transmute anything that is in opposition of your authentic truth and expression. We are all capable leaders of self. It is the ego that convinces you that you are not capable or strong enough to lead yourself. We all have the fierce drive of willpower and the energetic construct of inherent ability to lead ourselves down paths that align with our highest purpose and mission. To align with mission, we must accept and embrace what has heart and meaning to reclaim our passionate energy that motivates action. Our core beliefs of what we house as truth that shapes our intentions and creates our realities of existence, also holds the answers of how to connect with our passionate expressions as we incarnated with the intent to act on or express. Never underestimate yourself or your potential. Whatever your limited ego perceives as successful is a mere flicker compared to what your soul potential of abundance truly is. Ego is limited in its ability to perceive greatness. It does not have the capacity to exercise imagination that goes beyond the confines of third-dimensional reality of existence. We cannot rely on ego to create the platform necessary to achieve our fullest potential. It simply cannot accomplish or accommodate that expectation because it's limited and stifled and seeks only to be self-serving. You need to embrace your 99% unseen, your sovereign higher self and divine abilities to accomplish and accommodate your soul potentiality. Are you living a life of fulfillment? Do you wake up in the morning excited to start your day and face what's ahead of you because you love making a difference and you love every element of your life? If the answer to this question is no, then freedom is what you're seeking. Freedom to express yourself in more authentic ways. Freedom to explore passions you still have but have forgotten about because you've been trapped in a life that does not feed your spirit with the creative energy it needs to rekindle that passion. Change is often judged as a scary journey, but it shouldn't be perceived as such. Change creates opportunity. Opportunity creates new pathways of expressing your creative energy. If you find that your life is rejecting you more than accepting you, this is a powerful message, and that message is telling you that it is time for change. I often say rejection is protection because external rejection is protecting you from anything and everything that doesn't hold your best interest at heart. Take a moment and wrap your head around that thought. If you're so busy trying to cram yourself into dutiful roles that really don't spark that fire of inspiration in you, then all you're really accomplishing is being successful at being unsuccessful because you're not following a path that allows you freedom to express your passions. You're just surviving life and not really living life. And as a result, your spirit is silenced to the point that you start to feel tired all the time, depressed, sad, emotional, and over time angry, bitter, and resentful. These are all lower vibrational experiences that trap ourselves in what we neglect to honor self by living a life that operates under the commitment of pure, authentic expression. So many people are suffering because they have fed into the systems that only seek to keep themselves suppressed and exhausted. To experience real freedom, you must disengage from the oppressive mentality, which requires making adjustments to allow change in. You need to start adjusting your lifestyles, no matter how small these adjustments are at first, to get the momentum rolling in a different direction. You must be willing to simplify your lifestyle and stop feeding into the ego-driven way that most of the world operates from. Only you have the power to change your life. No one can save you from your own choices. You must be open and willing to accept responsibility for the choices that got you stuck in this suppressive life, and then learn and grow from it and move forward to a happier, more fulfilling life that surrounds you with people who too crave freedom. And together, we build a more solid future that is community-driven and promotes unity and ultimately ends the suffering for all life on this planet. Life does not have to be hard. That's just a choice. What choices will you start to make to promote a happier future for yourself and promote more unity and connectedness? Now is the time for change. Just if you have made decisions to be unhappy in a life that makes you feel trapped and suffocated, you can turn that around and start making small changes that will lead to larger changes that will lead you straight to the path you belong on, that will promote happiness, peace, and freedom on a long-term basis. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and click the bell for future notifications on upcoming videos.